Honor to welcome back to the program on a night he and his program make history. Geno Auriemma, 1,217 victories. I'll start with a sincere congratulations. That's amazing, sir.
Well, thank you, Scott. I really appreciate it. It's been quite a whirlwind, and appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time. 1,217 wins, and it felt like there were 1,217 former All-Americans around the floor. I'm just shaking my head and smiling at the memories of what these young girls who became young women, who became grown women, have become in their lives. And you're a Philly guy, and I don't know if it's easy for you to be, the soft and cuddly and let them love you like that. But what does it mean, Geno, to hear them speak of you the way they did?
When we were kids, right, you were part of it as well. We all played sports, and we all had this affection for our coach, and
yep.
They inspired us. They made us better, and we wanted to make them proud of us. And so when you're a coach yourself and you hear former players talk about that we did for them what our coaches did for us, it's why we got into this business in the first place. And to see so many of them here, like when I was asked seriously about how do you explain all this, I said, look, just look over there.
Yeah.
And that's the only explanation you need right there.
There's so many numbers. There's 23 Final Fours, 14 Player of the Years, 11 titles, 27 different women, accounted for 48 All-Americans. And that's on the court, and that's incredible. But you know what I don't know, Geno? I don't know how many moms there are. I don't know how many doctors there are. I don't know how many other things they've become in life. When you think about the women who have been your players, what is there a common thread about them? Because these are clearly special people, not just on the floor.
Well, I think there's a tremendous amount of athletes playing college basketball every year that go on to do amazing things that we never hear about.
Right.
I think coming to a place like Connecticut, coming to a place like UConn where the expectations are incredibly high, the demands are incredibly high, the pressure's great. You learn to excel. You learn how to put your best forward there, and I think that carries over into the rest of your life. And they become, not only great players, they become great citizens. They become great businessmen and women. I mean, they just, these kids that go to college, they're special. They're special people that play college athletics, and I've been fortunate enough to have some of the best ever. And it's a tribute, I think, to every single teacher and every coach in this country that is having this kind of impact on kids every day. I'm just one of you guys.
Chris Daly, your assistant, spoke, I thought, beautifully about you and your relationship, your willingness to share the shine with her. How do you begin to assess her value to you in this run?
Everything that's ever happened great in life to the greatest, a lot of it is done in twos. It's done in pairs. It's so hard for one person to accomplish the magnitude of what all this is. It's just too big. It's too heavy. So having someone like CD who took half of it, it was never
right.
One-sided. It was not. It was always, I have half, you have half. Let's share it. Let's build it together. Let's enjoy it. And I wouldn't be able to be here having this conversation with you if it wasn't for her.
You know what I was smiling about, Geno, when I saw Diana there and when Sue was speaking? I was remembering it's the early 2000s. I'm just starting at ESPN. And I go to Knoxville. And you guys went in there and took on a great Pat Summitt-led Lady Vols team, and you knock them off. And I'm sitting here looking at them now and you, and I'm thinking, I'm still sitting here doing this. You're still sitting there doing that. And I'm wondering, are we both nuts or are we both really lucky? And I'm thinking maybe it's a little bit of both. What do you think?
Well, right. You got to be nuts to put yourself in these situations, that you're in, that I'm in. Already, when we put ourselves in these situations, we're nuts because half the people are not going to like us no matter what, and the other half are going to love us the other half are going to love us no matter what. So we're really lucky to be in a situation like this. So yeah, we're lucky that we get an opportunity to be nuts. There you go. That's about the best I can say.
All right. I want to close with just this thought. You've worn every hat, man, and we got pictures of young Geno and now the Don that you are, the lording over the sport. Never has anyone won more games. You've been the villain, you've been the hero, you've been the unbeatable, you've been the beaten, you've been the hunter, hunted, the chaser, whatever. What role suits you now, Geno? What role do you think best defines who you are at 70? Still doing this, still very vital and still very, very relevant in this sport?
That's a good question, Scott. I hope that my role now is one that I can talk to some of the younger coaches that aspire to be in this profession for a long time and educate them into this is what's coming, this is what's going to happen, and you need to prepare yourself for these things. And I would like to be that person. I would like to be someone who can continue to elevate women, especially in today's world that we live in now. You know, everything that you read and all the stuff that is happening. I want to continue to be, a voice of reason that I can help, elevate people that want to be elevated, that other people maybe have left behind, whether it's a coach, whether it's a player. I just, I've gotten everything that I wanted. I don't need any more. I don't need any more wins. I don't need any more championships. I don't need anything. I've got everything. I've got more than I've ever wanted. I would just like to help those people that don't know, and I want to help them see what's possible.
I lied to you, and I trust that we got a good enough relationship that I could ask you one more because as you're talking, I'm thinking about this. All right, I appreciate it. So much has changed, Geno, about the game, and you've been vocal. A lot of the old school coaches I know, some of them got chased out in the men's game. That between NIL and the portal, it's different. It's different. But when you're in the gym with your team and you're trying to get better, right? You're trying to help them get better. You're trying to get a play right, not win a game. You're just in the gym. Is that still the same? Does that still feel the same as it did 40 years ago?
110% today is exactly the same as it was in 1985. The only difference is I have much better players, but the actual what goes into it and my reaction to when they don't get it right, when it's the third time that they've gotten it wrong the same way, or it's a mental mistake that is going to cost you a game. So you're in the gym and you're trying to make everything perfect, and so it still stirs in me those same emotions that I felt in 1985, and that pretty much lets me know, okay, you still have some life left in you in this, because when it stops bothering you, then it's time to get out. So I do it, and when they get it right, and when I look in their faces and they get it right, that still feels as good as it did back then. So I still have the highs, I still have the lows. And I wouldn't want it any other way.
Right on. May there be more highs and lows. Your hair's still as good. It's just silver. I had some in Knoxville. It's long gone, man. It's always a pleasure to spend a little time, Geno. I mean it sincerely. You're one of my favorite guys to talk to. I know how much you love sports, how much you get it, and I just hope you understand how much respect I have for the role you play in sports, not just yours, but being a voice in all of them, man. It's a sincere respect.
Well, I appreciate that, Scott. And I know there's a lot of people that look up to you and listen, because you have some, insight that's different today than what you're getting someplace else. So I appreciate your professionalism and you're down to earth and you're keeping it real, man. And it suits you that you don't have any hair. It suits you that you don't have any hair, because if you had hair, people would know it's not real. So, you're keeping it real. I like that.
All right, Geno. Thank you so much, man. Have a great night. Enjoy it.
All right. All right, man. Thank you.